The views and opinions expressed on Unlock Your Wealth Radio are those of the host, guests, and callers only and are not necessarily the views of Unlock Your Wealth Radio, Heather Wagenhals, or Success Publishing International.
More willpower than a barefoot woman at a shoe sale. Able to stretch a single paycheck for an entire month. Makes money concepts easier than third grade math. Introducing your purveyor of prosperity, Heather Wagenhals.
Work all day, stress all night. Take your mind off your money and focus on your life. Money don't matter or the stuff it bought. It's the way you think, not what you've got, yeah.
Unlock Your Wealth Radio starts now. Get your money mind right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This segment of Unlock Your Wealth Radio is sponsored by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download at unlockyourwealthradio.com/free book and click on the link to over 150,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. Welcome to the show, everyone. I'm Heather Wagenhals, flanked by the maestro of Moolah, Michael Terry.
Hey, folks.
And we will help you get your money mind right on today's episode with the following great features. So first off, this week's key, we are now officially in our 7th key. I got it wrong last week.
Break the budget.
There we go. Woo!
Yeah,
you were right last. See, how did you do that?
And I didn't check my cheat sheet.
I know. And that was pretty impressive. Plus, last week you kept us on target because I was thinking last week was this week.
Yeah.
So we did pretty good there.
It's amazing what somebody can do after 3 years of producing a show.
It's been that long, hasn't it? Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Because we're near our anniversary month. Because when did we start? We started in 2013, and it was right around July, August, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Right around the summertime.
Crazy. How super crazy.
Having fun.
That's us making it happen. Because time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then, if you should probably take the Colby.
I was going to say I should take the test.
The Apt Careers test.
And
you know what? And I'm glad you brought that up because remember, Unlock Your Wealth Radio listeners get a free assessment if they do it before September 1st.
Yeah.
So it would behoove us to promote that again.
Yeah.
So if you just visit aptcareers.com and then use the promo code UWR123, you can get a free $125 value of the Apt Careers assessment and see if you're living congruently and working as you should be.
So I could do that.
Yeah, absolutely. We don't have those crazy disclaimers here about, affiliates aren't eligible for that sort of stuff or employees. No. It's not like the lottery. Go ahead and knock yourself out. Make it happen.
Cool.
But let's get on to our Moolah word of the day because we have such an amazing show for you. So not only do we have the key, we have Moolah word, and we have 3, not 1, but 2, but 3 interviews. Three interviews today. It's going to be our political kind of show day. Because again, remember, if we are not personally free and politically free, then we're never going to be financially free. So we're going to go through some of my previous interviews from Freedom Fest that we hadn't gotten to with our video broadcasts. But today's Moolah word is credit. And credit is a journal entry recording an increase in assets. With cash basis accounting, credits are recorded when income is received. With accrual basis accounting, credits are recorded and recognized when income is earned. You want to compare it to a debit, which is money going out. So it's very important. Credits are good. Debits are bad. Not necessarily. It depends on what you're doing with those debits. Or credit can also be, and this is how most people know it, as a contractual agreement in which a borrower receives something of value now and agrees to repay the lender at some later date. When a consumer purchases something they use a credit card, they are buying on credit, meaning they're receiving that item at the time and paying back the credit card company month by month. And any time when an individual finances something with a loan, such as an automobile or a house, they are using credit in that situation as well. So it's still something positive that's coming into your life. It's money coming in, but you just owe it to somebody else. Mm-hmm. And then it has to be money going out.
Uh-huh.
So anyway, so this week's key is break the budget. And for those of you who are joining us for the first time or haven't listened in a while, welcome to Unlock Your Wealth Radio. And the Keys to Riches has grown so big that it's its own syndicated show. And you can find that at keys2riches.com or on our dial at Libsyn. on the Unlock Your Wealth radio channel. We also broadcast them there, but you won't get the key in its entirety here any longer. You have to go to keys2riches.com if you want the full key and all of the great resources. Be sure to sign up for our video course as well, because it's pretty fabulous, I must say. So let's get going, shall we, with our first of 3 interviews. Something that built this fabulous country of ours was immigration. And our first guests, and there's 2 of them, are from Legal Immigrants For America, LIFA is the acronym. And LIFA gives a voice to all Americans, including both native-born citizens and legal immigrants who want to save the United States of America before it becomes borderless, lawless, and a toothless remnant of the great nation that it once was. Support LIFA today, and by supporting them, as we learn more about them, you can actually help preserve our fabulous country. So the 2 folks that we're going to be interviewing on today's show are Stephen D. Gushov, who is an attorney with the LIFA folks, and an actual legal immigrant, Amapola Hansberger. And we're going to talk with them about the organization to hear a little bit more about what they do in the community and why it's so important that we fight and support legal immigration and avoid amnesty and all of these other things that are being proposed. So let's take a listen to my interview from Freedom Fest with Amapola and Stephen.
Hello there, Heather Wagenhals here, host of Unlock Your Wealth Radio and Unlock Your Wealth TV, and we are broadcasting live from Freedom Fest again today. And I'm with my new friends from Legal Immigrants For America, and I've got Stephen Gushov and Amapola Hansberger here. Tell us about your organization.
Absolutely. Legal Immigrants For America is a public policy organization. We're based out of Orlando, Florida. We educate Americans and engage politicians about legal immigration issues. We promote legal immigration. We want to enforce existing immigration laws. There are great laws on the books. Unfortunately, we have an administration that won't enforce them. We oppose amnesty. We want to defund sanctuary cities, sanctuary counties. We oppose Muslim immigration. We want to end all H-1B visa abuse and end the Syrian refugee program because terrorists are hidden among them. We're a national organization. We speak all across the country to groups, and we do a lot of media. And we've come up with 2 resources. Paula, why don't you hold this for 1 second, please?
Sure.
For me. And what we have here, we just published our Immigrants Voters Guide for 2016. People can get copies at golifa.com. And what it does is that it contrasts the immigration platforms of Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. I also wrote a book called The Bible and Immigration, and people can get it at our website at golifa.com, golifa.com. And this tells what the Bible says about immigration. What are the responsibilities of the immigrant, of the government, of the Christian? Because so many churches and so many pastors get it wrong. They talk about a false sense of compassion when all they're doing is enabling criminal activity and sin, according to the Bible.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So why is your organization so critical to legal immigration?
Because immigration is the number 1 issue in this presidential election campaign. Immigration affects everything else. Immigration affects national security, it affects religious liberty, it affects healthcare, it affects jobs, it affects unemployment, it affects the economy. For instance, young African Americans, the unemployment rate is 50%. Why is it so high? Because so many of the jobs that they normally would get go to illegal immigrants, where businesses want to pay under the table the illegals a much cheaper salary and no benefits. Mm-hmm. So immigration affects everything. And if Donald Trump wasn't in this race, it wouldn't even be an issue in 2016. Mm-hmm. And so that's why we're all about this, because America has to wake up and realize that if we continue to have a nation with open borders or Swiss cheese borders, we won't have a nation. A nation without borders is no nation. That's where we're headed. We're becoming a third world nation, a banana republic right now if we continue down this slippery slope that we're on, allowing so much illegal immigration in this nation.
So to be clear, you are in support of immigration.
Legal immigration, absolutely. Pola is a legal immigrant. Legal immigrants are the ones most opposed to illegal immigration because Pola and thousands of other legal immigrants we know say, hey, we stood in line. We played by the rules. We respected American law and jurisprudence. Mm-hmm. And so why should illegals get to cut to the front of the line, get all sorts of government freebies, free Obamacare, free welfare, free cell phones, free in-state tuition, free everything? Are they paying for it?
Yes.
Of course not. Who's paying paying for it. You and I are paying for it.
Yes.
So that's why we love legal immigrants, because they come to this nation. Legal immigrants are givers to the United States. They give of their talents, their background, their experience, their education to better the American economy. Illegal immigrants are takers. They take all the government freebies and they don't pay a nickel for it.
Yes.
And so that's why we love legal immigrants. Come to America, help make America better, do it legally, respect the process.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for being a part of Unlock Your Wealth TV today. And if you would like to get Stephen's book and more resources, just visit our website at unlockyourwealthradio.com, where you will find links to Legal Immigrants For America. And their website again is GoLIFA, GoLIFA.com. I'm Heather Wagenhals, and for Amapola Hansberger and Stephen Gooschop, I'm Heather Wagenhals. Now go out and unlock your wealth today.
This segment of Unlock Your Wealth Radio is sponsored in part by KeepMyID.org, the only service that actually prevents identity theft. All others are just monitoring services. Put your credit on lockdown for Unlock Your Wealth Radio listeners at unlockyourwealthradio.com/keepmyid and put your credit on lockdown to protect your credit, your character, and your good name. Remember to use promo code WAGS. I'm so excited about our next guest because Nicholas Sarwark is the president of, or he's the chairman, I should say, of the Libertarian National Committee. And now that we are in this really hotly contested political campaign this year, and as we are not liking either of the candidates that have been put forth, wouldn't it be great if there was a third alternative? And I haven't checked the poll numbers lately, but if the Libertarian Party can get another 2%, if they can meet a 15% poll, they can actually get a seat at the debates. And wouldn't that be great? Because that's one of the things that America is missing is, although we have alternative parties, we don't have a viable third party until this year. And he's going to tell us some startling statistics about the Libertarian Party in this interview. So I'm really excited to welcome Nicholas Sarwark to Unlock Your Wealth Radio. So let's take a listen to this Freedom Fest interview with Nicholas.
Heather Wagenhals here, host of Unlock Your Wealth Radio and Unlock Your Wealth TV, and we are broadcasting live from Freedom Fest. And I am so excited for my next guest because I am bringing you the king, the be-all, end-all of free parties. And I have the chairman of the Libertarian Party here with me. This is Nicholas Sarwark. And Nicholas, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it.
I'm so glad to have you because, you know, we always think in terms of Democrat, Republican. And if I think that in my estimation, if there is any election that can really have a strong foothold for a secure, emerging third party, I think now is the time. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. I think we have an incredible opportunity this election cycle. The two old parties have decided that they want to commit suicide in front of us by nominating the two most hated people in American politics. I didn't even know you could get to 70% negatives. I thought that was not possible unless your name was Hitler or something, but apparently it is, and the Republicans are planning to nominate that guy. And then the Democrats have a nominee who's pretty not okay either. And so we have running as a Libertarian, we just nominated at our biggest convention ever over Memorial Day weekend in Orlando, we nominated Governor Gary Johnson to run for president. He's a successful two-term governor of New Mexico. He was elected as a Republican in a deeply Democratic state, and then he was re-elected. So he has the experience to manage divided government, to work across the aisle. He has strong libertarian principles. He doesn't want to run your life. You know, the way I look at it is the old parties are parties full of bullies who are arguing over which one of them gets to run your life. Only the Libertarian Party stands for the idea that every American has a right to pursue happiness any way they choose, and they may make different choices than I would, as long as they don't hurt anyone else and they don't take their stuff.
Yes, I'm feeling like the two-party system that's in place are just two sides right now of the same sword that we're slitting our throats with. And for whenever I see libertarian candidates, I immediately explore their platforms. And I've been voting third party for the last two elections just because I am sick and tired of people not following through on their initial platforms and serving as they said they were going to serve. And it's very disturbing to me. But what's really refreshing is that a lot of the folks that tune into my radio show and people that have been on social media are now actually embracing this third-party idea. And I've actually been able to persuade people to go with Gary, and I'm just really excited. I mean, that's my thing. Go with Gary.
Absolutely. And it's, you can't lose hope. And that's What we do know about the old parties is that they will lie to you to get your vote. We know that. They will lie about cutting taxes. They will lie about bringing our troops home from overseas. They will say whatever they need to get your vote, and then they won't do what they said they would do when they get into office. So why would you keep supporting liars? Why would you keep supporting bullies? By stepping outside of that paradigm, the two-party system is fundamentally broken. Stepping outside of that paradigm sends a clear message. A lot of people, they say, man, I'm just so disgusted. I just don't vote. I don't vote. It doesn't matter. I don't want to vote. The problem with that is even if it comes from a really sincere, principled place, it doesn't send a clear signal. No one can tell the difference between you and the guy who just wanted to play Xbox on a Tuesday in November. They can't tell. But if you go into that booth and you vote Libertarian, you send a clear message. Some politicians are corrupt, some politicians are dumb. Every single politician can count. And when they count Libertarian votes, that's a clear message that I am politically engaged and I'm not going to take it anymore. I will not tolerate government bureaucrats trying to run my life for me.
And, because this is a personal finance show, I think that what we don't understand about libertarianism is they think it's going to be a free-for-all and that we're just going to repeal every law. And I think that what we need to understand from a personal finance perspective is our wallets will be healthier and wealthier by a third-party vote like Libertarian, because you're going to repeal some of the burdens that people have. And these are the people that are working, that are trying to achieve. And, I know people that have specifically said they're not going to go for that promotion because it pushes them into a higher tax bracket and they're actually going to make less money after taxes than before. And why would I take on the burden of all that extra work for a smaller take-home paycheck?
Absolutely. The nice thing about libertarian ideas is it's the idea of it being simpler. It's the idea that you own your money, you own the fruits of your labor, and the government shouldn't take it. There's a funny meme that goes around Facebook here and there, but it's at heart true. Taxation is theft. Mm-hmm. It's theft that we allow, but it's still theft. They're still taking your money. And if you look at the vibrant areas of the economy right now, they are the anti-government areas of the economy. They are things like Uber, or Airbnb, where the rules don't work for people, so people go around the rules. And that's a beautiful thing. The other nice thing is winning has a lot of different flavors. You may remember when Ross Perot ran for president, he didn't get to be president. However, Bill Clinton, a man who had really no interest in deficit spending at all that I know of from his prior career, got real interested in it. Not because he cared about deficit spending, but because he wanted to be elected for a second term. And he knew that there's a block of voters for whom the economy is very important. If you vote Libertarian, then Libertarian issues matter. They matter. You can make old party politicians, it's that old saw, if you can't make them see the light, maybe you can help them feel the heat a little bit. And it's good to take away their votes sometimes. It's good to diversify your political investment the same way that you would diversify your economic investments. You want to make sure all your eggs aren't in one basket, because if you're slavishly loyal to, a lot of people here I know probably still support the Republican Party. If they know that you'll never leave, they will not do anything for your issues because they know that they have you. They have to go work on getting somebody else. If you make it clear that you can walk, you have so much more bargaining power. You're so much more powerful if you insist on what you want, you don't tolerate what they give you.
Right. And, it makes me think about the millennials, and I rip on them a lot on my show. But the millennials are actually feeling some of the pinch of the bad policies that they think they're supporting in their altruism by being a Democrat or voting in a liberal fashion, thinking that they're really helping themselves and their fellow man, but they're actually not. And it's forcing them to get creative making money. And you brought up Uber and Airbnb as an example. How important are the millennials to you?
they're absolutely our future. I refer to the old parties as old parties because, they're older than the Libertarian Party, but also because demographically they're old. Those parties are dying. If you look at voter registration statistics in this country, the Libertarian Party is the only party that's growing in voter registrations. The Democrats are dying, the Republicans are dying, the Greens are dying, the Constitutions are dying. Everybody is dropping off except Libertarians. If you look at crosstabs, Governor Johnson's polling between 10 and 16% depending on the state. But if you break that out into millennials, he's beating his old party opponents.
That's exciting news.
It is. It has a path. We have a path to the White House. That's the plan. Is I have to get invited to inauguration parties. Once we get the name recognition out there, we get over the 15% threshold to get into the presidential debates, to be on that national stage, then the sky's the limit. And it's a three-way race. So you only have to hit 34%.
Yeah, it doesn't take much. Well, good luck. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. And for those of you who want more information to connect with the Libertarian Party, just visit our show page at unlockyourwealthradio.com. And for Nicholas Sarwark, I'm Heather Wagenhals. Now go out and unlock your wealth today.
Now, I'm really excited about our final interview for the day, and that is with my friend and Free Stater, Matt Phillips. So with all my travels back and forth for Atlas Society stuff and the past CEO being from New Hampshire, I got to meet a bunch of great people from New Hampshire, and I have been spending a lot of time with him. And Matt Phillips is one of them. He's one of my fellow paleo diet buddies.
Oh, okay.
But he is also president of the Free State Project. And I signed the petition, and it was really funny because in this interview, you're going to hear him teasing me a little bit. But he's from Phoenix too, but I had trouble with the temperatures there. In the summer, I was freezing.
In New Hampshire.
In New Hampshire
Yeah.
in the summer. I was like, what? And I'm like, okay, well, I'll sign the petition. Maybe I just could be a part-timer. I don't think I could fully relocate, but I could maybe, vacation here or something. But the Free State Project has 20,000 freedom lovers committed to moving to New Hampshire. And he's going to share with us all of the specific details of the Free State Project, and he'll tell it to you better than I will. So I just want to welcome fellow entrepreneur, paleo diet buddy, and my Free State friend, Matt Phillips. And here's our Freedom Fest interview.
Heather Wagenhals here, host of Unlock Your Wealth Radio and Unlock Your Wealth TV. And we are broadcasting from Freedom Fest. And I have my dear friend from the Free State Project, Matt Phillips, here joining us. Matt, welcome to Unlock Your Wealth TV.
Thanks, Heather. It's great to be here.
So, see, people are saying, okay, Freedom Fest, we're talking Free State Project. What is the Free State Project?
So the Free State Project is an effort to get 20,000 libertarians to all move to the state of New Hampshire. And once there, to undertake whatever kind of activism they feel like they want to do in system or out of system. And we've already got 2,000 people who have moved in advance, and we've got 20,000 signed up to move within 5 years. So I just took over as president of the Free State Project in March of this year. It's my job to get those 18,000 to bring them home.
Yes. Well, I said that I summer there. I signed it, but I can't, I'm an Arizona kid. I can't. Can I be part-time?
I grew up in Arizona. I grew up in Phoenix.
Yes.
And I get in my car in my heated garage, and I turn the seat heaters on, and then I drive to wherever I'm going. And then in my long johns, I get out and I run the 10 seconds into wherever I'm going. Yeah. And it's fine. And the rest of the year is really beautiful. You got to come up and experience the fall foliage.
Well, I was freezing. It's going to take a while to thicken my blood because I was frozen there in the summer last year.
Yeah, well, it does get a little cool. Well, up in northern New Hampshire, right, it is a little bit cooler there. So
what if I'm not a libertarian yet? Can I still come? Can I still sign up? Or is it exclusive to libertarians? Is it a private club?
Well, I mean, I can't stop you from moving to New Hampshire.
No, but maybe I'm just curious. I'm on the fence. I'm learning about things.
Right. So we've got several annual events throughout the year. We've got Liberty Forum. It happens in February in Manchester. And then Pork Fest, the Porcupine Freedom Festival. That's about 1,500 people up in northern New Hampshire. That happens in June, every June. And then there's a Free Coast Fest that happens in September that's along the seacoast out of Portsmouth. And all of those are great opportunities to come and learn more about what it means to be libertarian, what it means to be a libertarian in New Hampshire. We have a joke that the difference between a libertarian and an anarchist is about 6 months in New Hampshire. So you come up just having an open mind and leaning that way a little bit, and we'll bring you the rest of the way down the logical path to the end. So
outstanding. That's pretty exciting. So what are things that folks can look forward to if they repatriate or expatriate for where they are?
So the
value?
The point of the purpose of the Free State Project, right, is that Jason Sorens, who came up with the idea, was looking around and saying, we're not having any victories as libertarians where we are in California or Connecticut or New Jersey. What if we concentrated our efforts in one low population U.S. state? We got a whole bunch of activists there, and we really tried to, make a significant change in the way things are done. And that's what we're starting to see there on the ground. We've, gotten the state budget reduced. We've eliminated all the knife regulation. We just got rid of our certificate of need. There's school choice initiatives that are happening. And we've only just started, right? We've only got, we're only at 10% of our goal for everyone that's moving there. So wherever you are, you got to realistically evaluate the chances that the state that you're living in is going to be moving in any kind of liberty direction at all in the next 10, 20 years or ever. And, if you're in one of those states where they're really moving in the wrong direction and more rapidly, what are you doing there?
Well, exactly, because excessive regulation really makes it difficult to build financial freedom when your personal freedom is in jeopardy.
Absolutely, and that's one of the reasons why New Hampshire was selected as the destination for the Free State Project. We have no broad-based income tax. There's no broad sales tax. There's property taxes, but you can optimize your property taxes by buying a slightly smaller house in one of the towns in New Hampshire that's got a lower tax rate because they're more efficient in how they spend it on things like education or roads. And so you can really sort of control your own financial destiny in New Hampshire by doing that.
Much better, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. If folks are interested in the Free State Project or learning more about it, where can they find that information?
So they can go to our website, that's freestateproject.org, or they can also find us on social media at FreeStateNH.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being a part of the show and enjoying a Freedom Fest with us.
Yeah, it's
good
a lot
to see
of
you
fun.
again.
Yeah.
And for Matt Phillips, I'm Heather Wagenhals. Now go out and unlock your wealth today. I love Freedom Fest. I'm a lifer now. To be able to meet such a diverse crowd of people. I mean, you've got all walks of life there that are all about freedom and the various types of freedom: personal freedom, financial freedom, political freedom, you name it, freedom. Yeah. They're there to support freedom.
Are they mostly libertarians?
No, there's a lot of conservative Republicans there too. We interviewed an anarchist, an anarcho-capitalist that we have.
Democrats too.
But anarchists don't believe in any formalized government.
Right.
They believe in self-governance. A lot of people aren't familiar with what anarchy is. They think anarchy is not chaos. Anarchy is no government.
Yeah.
But people interpret no government equals chaos.
As chaos, right?
Yeah. So, actually, I got invited to Anarchapulco. It's like their big anarchy conference down there in Acapulco. I'm excited to go.
Anarchapulco.
I know. Who knew that there was an Anarchapulco? But it's supposed to be a really cool thing. So actually, we'll be hearing from that's Jeff Berwick. I think it was that interview, our anarcho-capitalist interview from Freedom Fest, and he's just an amazing man himself. So I can't begin to impress upon folks that like Kim Sawyer says in his interview, wealth is more than money. Number one. Mm-hmm. So wealth is more than money. And if we expect, I keep berating this point until you get this, if we are not personally free or politically free, we will never be financially free. So it's important to take a position or a stand and get active in your local government. It doesn't matter whether you're Republican, Democrat, Libertarian, anarchist, whatever. It just that take an active role in the legislation that's being passed, because ultimately all politics are local. And you got to get involved in your local politics because those are the rules that you have to live by. The most prohibitive rules you live by are not from the federal government or the state government, for that matter. It's from your homeowners association.
Yep.
You know, you can only park in this particular designated parking area. You can't have grease spots in your driveway. You can only walk your dog in this designated area. You and I know this very well. So it's critical that we pay attention to this. And I think that I'm kind of running over time. So I want to thank all of you for stopping by and listening to the show. If you like us, then please give us a like on Facebook. And if you love us, then please share the wealth and forward this link to all of your friends and family. Because remember, you're only the average of the top 5 people you hang around with, and a rising tide lifts all boats. So thanks again for stopping by. For the maestro of Moolah, Michael Terry, I'm Heather Wagenhals. Now go out and unlock your wealth today.
UnlockYourWealthRadio.com is produced by Heather Wagenhals and the Unlock Your Wealth Foundation. UnlockYourWealthRadio.com and its affiliates are copyrighted 2016 with all rights reserved. For more information on the Keys to Riches Financial Wellness series, please visit our website at www.unlockyourwealth.com.